Well, we say it all the time when we start the videos off for the truck that you know we are in hot pursuit to get to a trap. Beautiful morning here in South Georgia. I ain't gonna lie, I got my bell rung pretty good this morning early. I was pulling off the property, hooked up a trailer to the Tacoma. It's our micro hog trailer. Basically, it's just a trailer big enough for a 450 four-wheeler. And as I pulled out of the property, get out on a little paved road. Paved road ain't got no shoulder, and I heard a loud noise. I thought the gate fell on the trailer, and so I got out, and it wasn't the gate. I guess in my hurry, or just I don't know. The ball wasn't all the way. The hitch wasn't all the way down on the ball, so it came off. It went under the under the truck with the safety chains. Fortunately for us, we have a mount for an external winch system on that trailer, and I'll do a little video later about that. It hit the bumper, so it didn't do any damage to the truck. But there I am on a road, not off the road. Trying to figure how I'm going to get this trailer. I can't get to the jack because the jack is not damaged, but it's just folded up. Long story short, Marine Corps provides adapt and overcome. I got 4 bags of corn out of the back of the truck and threw them on the back of the trailer where I could lift the trailer without blowing my guts out, and got it back up on there and got back on the road. But it did put us behind schedule. And thank God for safety chains. So, hey man, we load hook trailers up all the time in the middle of the night, middle of the day, whatever, just, safety checks. So, we are headed to a property about 70 miles from the house. Single bore, good size hog. Has been coming in this trap for a good solid week, and it's time to go ahead and take him. The system is due for maintenance actually today, which we can stretch it another 5 days if we need to. The reason we know we can stretch it is because we do this all the time, and we know, battery life. Every 2 years we rotate all of our batteries out. 6 and 12 volts are gone, and we're constantly hitting with a voltmeter. So we know we can stretch it, but went ahead and took him. We were in a severe drought, like some people say, the worst they've seen in 30 years. We've gotten a lot of rain the last couple of weeks. We do anticipate that it is going to be, might be a mud bog. So I did grab the big four-wheeler because it's four-wheel drive. Cannot get to the trap with anything other than a four-wheeler or a gator. And even with a gator, it's tight. So, still going to do the same thing we always do, go in with a thermal, and then switch to a 22, but we are hurting on time. As you can kind of see, it is starting to lighten up. We're pushing a little past 6 o'clock right now, and it is what it is. We were doing good, but we probably lost 20 minutes, with the whole trailer fiasco. But we got really fortunate that, one, nothing got damaged, nobody got hurt, all the above. But yeah, so, but this hog just typically comes in, 5 a.m., somewhere around there, 4:30. He came in this morning and flipped the switch. So I am a little jacked up on gummy bears, and just because it just really did. I was like, what in the hell is that noise back there? And I thought it was the gate on the trailer. But man, it wasn't the gate. So enough about that. We're going to get back to the tunes, and we've only got about another 5 miles, and then we're going to start rocking and rolling. So hang on. All right, so we're clearly here on property. Way in the background, way up there is where the Tacoma's at. So we did thermal work down here. This bottom part of this field hasn't been planted in peanuts yet. The top part has. A big boy like this would destroy this peanut crop down here. So anyway, we've got to, don't get spick, I want to spin you around. we've got to ease back through here. So ran ahead and brought the four-wheeler all the way back down here, did thermal, checked the field, brought four-wheeler back. Now we're going to ease back through all this crap and do thermal work. As you can see, we're clearly past daylight now. He was a very spooky, skittish hog. Even though last night he'd been coming in for like a week every night, he was still like walk up to the gate, walk away, back and forth. So I do anticipate he's going to be a little on the squirrely side, but don't blame him. The wind is not real good for what we're doing, so not happy at all about this. And for some of you may not understand that, but you know, they're so much easier to put down when it's pitch dark. But anyway, we had a trailer complication. So anyway, hang on. So this is our little road. We come in on the four-wheeler. The trap is right back through here. We're going to try to cut through these woods. Went ahead and grounded the thermal. We're going to try to cut through these woods and get around to the gate. He's on me. All right, the deed is done. He didn't go down real easy. If you, and I hear people say, I don't think euthanize. I don't really understand the word. I mean, I'm killing that animal. That's all there is to it. I guess it sounds better. I don't know, but we like to keep it real. If you kill enough of these hogs, it's pretty spooky, you know, when you shoot one with a subsonic 22, and we know pretty much where to put it at. And they just shake their head like you just hit me with a a BB or something. I don't know. It kind of freaks you out when they just shake their head and they go, hey, is that all you got? And we see that more in the daytime operations, where they just get amped up. By the time I was over here and I shut the camera off, I mean, the trap was right back here, I shut the camera off and then I started to make my approach. I mean, it got ugly, no joke. And, I say it all the time. People love it and they'll click on it. They like it. They share it. They think it's great. It's entertainment. That animal is no entertainment to that poor ass farmer up here who's just trying to make a living. There's no entertainment in that creature. There's no entertainment for us. It's just an animal that wasn't raised right. We need to remove it and move on. It's that simple for us. So we're not going to show all that junk. I mean, these Jagger Pro panels are extremely tough, and I think that's been proven for years now that they can withstand a lot of hits from these hogs. And even sometimes you got to bend them back in shape. We might have to take them back to the welding shop and tack a few welds here and there. It is what it is, but they're pretty tough. So I'm going to give you some footage of him. And I think I said it, I can't remember. This trap is due for maintenance. Yeah, I did way earlier in the video. Trap's due for maintenance. Kind of show you how muddy it is down in here. And it was pretty muddy coming down through the field. We are a little concerned about that. We have another trap in this county that's due for maintenance, and it may be very problematic getting to it. You got to understand, we're bringing in 5 bags of corn, so that's 250 pounds on top of that four-wheeler, but I didn't have to go in four-wheel drive. So hang on, let me give you some footage of him and kind of show you what we got down here. So what you see we're running here is a 1200 Jagger Pro. We've got a what we call the big pole, live video camera with a booster antenna. This system has been here for, oh man, I want to say almost 3 years now. Very good. About a month and a half ago, 2 months ago maybe, we took 16 out of here. It took us a bit to get the group. But anyway, so 3-leg on-time feeder. We, naturally we let a lot of brush grow up down in here. We're basically between 2 crop fields. We don't get concerned about all this. So it is the newest Jagger Pro gate, but we have modified the gate. I'll swing you around on that side to show you how we modified it. We don't like any wires. We don't like any wires to do with anything. You got squirrels, raccoons, love to chew wires. So don't want nothing to do with wires. So there's our boy, big boy. Very, very grown hog. Got some pretty decent cutters on him. Just kind of ranges with some hogs get good cutters, some of them don't. I guess genetics, I don't know, but he's no baby. Got an ice camera there on the outside, standard for us. And then we generally try to keep this, excuse me, we try to keep this area really clean of brush and debris so that ice camera can shoot straight on in here and look. You'll see how our feeder is offset from the camera. It is a live video, so it does have a tremendously 90-degree angle. It's a very wide lens. It sees very wide, but it also distorts the image of the hog. A lot of corn on the ground. Since we trapped that 16, hardly anything has been hitting this trap. So let me buzz you around over here to the gate, and you kind of see. And this is just a little clearing between 2 major crop fields. The crop field we're on, our landowner, is non-irrigated. The fellow over here, his is irrigated. So you'll see here how we did our gate system here. Typically you would see this control box being mounted over here like on a T-post with a wire that runs over and goes into basically what your trigger is right here, your latch. So what we did was, Wyatt modified it. He took welded a bracket, and we just zip tied it to this bracket. The bracket is held in with some screws. We didn't actually penetrate anything. We did go ahead and mount the control box directly to it, and then we ran a PVC pipe. So the wire is actually inside this PVC pipe, kind of coiled up like a snake. And then we came through, God bless, Gorilla taped, then used some rubber hose, come around, all the way around. And any type of wire is literally protected. And that's kind of how we do it. We just don't like wires. We've been lucky with our big pole over there with the live video that squirrels haven't messed with that wire. Part of the reason squirrels are kind of easy on this trap is due to the fact that this trap is, clearly in the opening. If it was surrounded by woods everywhere, all around this, we would have a lot of trouble with squirrels chewing wires because we run semi-permanent traps. And that's the proactive approach to hog control versus mostly what you see in the U.S. is reactive. I got hogs, I got to do something about it. So hold on. Probably one of the best parts of the job, in my opinion, is, just shooting this picture off to the landowner. That's the part that I like, been watching him for a week, sending him pictures, and then boom. We always text the customer when we're on property just for safety, and they're paying us, they need to know we're here. Boom, just send him a picture. For you in TV land that aren't familiar, like this fella here would go down a peanut row out here all night long and just stay on it, and that's all he's going to do. Solo boars, very, very problematic, very, very smart animals, extremely smart. The reason we feel that solo boars are so slick and so smart is because people drop a gate like this, and then they lay in bed for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, whatever it is, and then they show up at right before daylight, like we did, except we tried to get here before daylight, had a little issue. And what happens in that time frame is that you've got hogs in here grunting and groaning, and they're like, what's going on, man? I don't like this. And he smells a hot sow, or he's trying to trail in behind this group somewhere that you've just trapped. And then he walks up and he goes, He sees the gate down, it's a done deal. From the get-go, when this guy showed up, the first night, he just kept walking in front of this gate back and forth. And like, I don't like it. No human scent in here. We're only doing maintenance once a month. So, it worked. Now, the really neat thing when you start looking at these hogs, he was basically about right, on that left leg of that feeder right there when I flipped the switch. Now, what happened is a lot of times wherever they're at when that gate comes down, they won't get anywhere near that. And he never would. From the point that we dropped, I'm loading trailers, doing everything I'm doing, driving an hour plus to get up here. He stayed over there and he stayed over here, never went back underneath where it went wrong for him. Fourth smartest creature in the world. I mean, they're brilliant animals. I have a lot of respect for them. I'm not real fond of them, but I respect them. And he never would go back underneath there. Now, that's hard for you when you're trapping, because I'm checking the camera going, crap, where is he? But that's the beauty of the ice camera. He kept tripping that ice camera when he'd walk in front of this gate, and he kept tripping it. A couple times, I caught him just in the corner on the live video. So we're gonna wrap the show up and start doing our maintenance. It's trying to drizzle a little bit, and can't fill feeders if it's drizzling. So I may have to go back to the truck and get an umbrella. So anyway, hang on. So hopefully y'all enjoying the smoke show so far. And just thrilled. Just saw the text come up on the phone from the landowner, and he's thrilled and I'm thrilled. So hang on. So as you can see, our little four-wheeler road coming down in here is pretty tight. Usually a couple times a year we got to trim limbs coming in here, but yeah, it's especially with this rain, all these limbs are hanging over. But it's really the way you got to get back in here. If you drive a pickup truck back in here all the time, it ain't gonna work. So anyway, but definitely glad we brought the four-wheel drive four-wheeler today. The Recon's two-wheel drive, and we would have had some problems. Well, we had to buzz it back here to the truck. It's actually raining pretty good. It's a little pocket, so can't really fill feeders. You can. We'll put an umbrella above the barrel, but watching our radar, we're gonna wait it out. But we got the corn pretty much covered up with a yoga pad. And I guess Uncle Si won't mind keeping our corn dry. Yeah, so we've got plastic bags in the back, but I don't think it's going to take much. So the awesome life of hog trapping, people just show the gate drops. We just try to show you everything. Trailers coming disconnected from trucks in rain and trying to keep corn dry so we can do our maintenance while we're in this county. So hang on, and we're going to get inside the truck and just try to wait it out a little bit. But absolutely beautiful day here in South Georgia. Well, we've been watching the radar, and I think we're in the clear for a little bit, so we're gonna make a run for it. Always carry like lots of towels in the truck, big towels, little towels, just to dry stuff off. Corn bags, can't get any moisture inside that feeder, or it'll mold up, ball up, and that's a hot mess. Took advantage of the downtime to do some paperwork so I don't get fired by my boss. Big on paperwork. Got to document on property how much corn, how much batteries, how many hogs trapped, and all that goes to the customer. We try to run a professional operation. Really concerned about this next trap that we got to go to, no joke, because it is muddy. We're happy. We need the rain. You can see he's already planted up here. And there's actually a few peanut seeds laying around from where they put them in the planters. But that whole bottom field hadn't been planted yet. So perfect timing on our part. Got to work with your landowner to know when he's planting and what he's planting. So we're going to rearrange the four-wheeler. It is a muddy, bloody morning, if I can talk, sorry. Muddy, bloody morning, but good thing. All right, hang on. So we're back down here at the trap. Took some loppers and trimmed some of the limbs coming down, really wet. Just so much water on the limbs. For us, we've got 3 gators and 2 foalers. This is our 450. Really don't care what make model. I mean, Polaris has been good for us, but it's not like we're sponsored and endorsed by them. But we don't really want a really big machine. We really don't. The gators, there's 3 of them that we have. One's electric, one's a 6x4, and one's a pretty brand new 4x4. Small is good. The 450 works good. We've made a few mods to this one. Definitely want winches on all of them. And it doesn't matter what it is, we want a winch on it, just for what we do. Kind of come up with a system where we can haul our corn, bring it in. We got a ladder, everything that we need, and we carry some spare parts up in the trunk part. But honestly, a really big machine like some 9,000 cc Fuller we wouldn't want it. It's just too big. The Recon is really neat because they can get inside the trap and actually go under the gate. I just wish it was 4-wheel drive. So we're going to go ahead and do our maintenance and kind of walk through. We'll get some better footage of him once we get him pulled out. Right now we got a little dry spell, so we're going to jump on that feeder quick. After that, we can get poured down rain. It don't matter doing battery swaps and stuff like that. But for that feeder, we don't need anything trickling down out of the sky. So hang on. We got the feeder knocked out, and the next thing we always go after is the main camera, whether it be a live video camera or the texting camera, as they call it. And then we'll jump on the gate, and then we'll jump on the IS camera. Now, for some of you, looking at all that corn that's piled up, that's a waste. We buy it by the pallet. Roughly costs us anywhere from like $7 to $8 a bag. Normally is what it costs us all year long. When you think about how much ever that is, let's just say that's, I don't know, $24 laying there. And then you go out there in that peanut field, if he's got to replant, okay? So it's not a waste. That's proactive hog control. These hogs come through here, they find this corn, no human scent. They're hesitant of it because they're smart. He's a smart hog. He's an old hog. He's slick. But it's food. The beauty now with all this rain, it sours up real good, puts a good odor out there. $24 is nothing compared to what a replant is going to cost a farmer with fuel, your seed, your fertilizer, your time, everything. And for a lot of people that don't know anything about crop insurance, research that one. Because a lot of people think, well, a farmer's got crop insurance, he's got it made. Nah, you got to read the fine print. So we're going to go ahead and try to start buzzing it up. And but it's a beautiful morning. Really excited. I know like a lot of you don't get it, but that is a massive peanut eater. And as hesitant as he was every time he came to this trap, it feels really good to take him out because this ain't his first rodeo, but it is his last rodeo. And I'm glad to be the rodeo clown. So we got him pulled out here. He is a really big hog. Very happy with him. Got all the maintenance done. Everything's pretty much done. Getting ready to strap him up. Now, you may wonder what I got on here. I decided to take the Uncle Si blanket, and make a cape out of it. Fired up the live video. So the stream, when you do the stream, if you have access to the camera, it'll notify you. So the barber got to see me with the cape on. And if you don't know the history there, the barber is literally our dear friend, non-paid employee who does a lot for the business. Awesome at the details of really hog identification, which is key to, intelligent, proactive hog trapping. And so from time to time, I have to screw with her, and from time to time, she screws with me. But it's all in good fun, and that's our form of entertainment, not the hog. Just me doing stupid crap, and then she'll fire up the camera sometime and catch me doing stupid crap because I forget that she's got eyes in all 60 some odd cameras. So let's take a look at him. This is a new drag system we came up with. We've done some videos on it. Really nice. 1/2-inch nylon rope. Works really good hooking it up on the four-wheeler. But there you go. Decent, very decent hog. And so we're going to get him dragged out of here and kind of button everything up. Just one thing I want to tell you is, you know, with these Agri Pros, you're pulling hogs in and out, opening panels, really nice. Always make sure after you button that up, then you check your gate. That's just a little pet peeve of ours, is just to make sure that something didn't shift, something didn't change. So we always make sure the last thing that we touch when we leave a trap is the gate. You know, and so just words of wisdom there from experience. So we're back out here in the field. One thing we want to talk about, this is kind of how this rolls. If you're new to like all of this, or maybe you're not totally familiar, you're not sure. When we talk to people on the phone, we always refer them to our YouTube channel and say, hey, go watch some of our videos. We kind of explain everything. How this would work is this farmer would plant this field, okay, in peanuts, which he's getting ready to plant this lower end. Then he comes up here a couple of days later to check the field, and he's like, whoa, wait a second, I got hogs. Well, either someone's talked to him or he knows someone or whatever, and they're like, hey, we'll come up with our thermal scope and our rifle and we'll shoot those hogs and we won't charge you anything. Okay, as prior law enforcement military for me, big issues with a lot of these people are not trained how to run weapons at night. Okay, so that's an issue. And you're like, well, what's the big deal? The big deal is I could be down here working. And it's already happened once where I've been down in the woods working, person didn't have permission to do what they were doing, and I'm catching rounds coming by me. It all worked out. I'm here to talk about it, but it was a little tight there for a little bit. Now, the other thing is liability. As a business, we have liability insurance. It's extremely expensive for what we do. And most of these people doing this stuff don't have insurance. So, you know, somebody's cow gets shot, horse gets shot, tractor gets shot, 308 round goes through these woods, right? It ain't real thick. It goes through the woods and it hits whatever. Big concern. Now, on a completely different level is, what are we doing exactly? We're shooting a couple hogs right here. Well, we trapped 16 out of this hole, you know, a month and a half, 2 months ago. And here you are shooting a couple, and we're trying to trap a group and eliminate them. And currently on one of our other properties, we had 13 hogs, and then it dropped to 4. Guess what? Somebody's come through there and they're shooting at them. So the mentality of like this reactive approach, it really doesn't work. Unfortunately for this landowner, we're trapping a lot of other people's hogs. Other people's hogs that come through here and find the corn and go, hey, it's on. And they're not supplementing his income, these other landowners, it's just him. But it is that approach. If you bring dogs in, all you're gonna do is push those hogs to down the road, up the road. If you shoot them, you're shooting a couple, but you're not getting the group, and then you scatter them. As trappers, it is very problematic for us because we're always looking for that high number that caps out. This one down here was 16, 16, 16, 16. And finally, everything worked one night and we got 16 and we knew 16 was our number and we were good to go. So it's kind of a touchy subject with us because we really are passionate about what we do. And it's just kind of mind-boggling that the tactics being applied to the hog problem haven't really changed much. They really haven't. We still got tripwire traps, meaning traps that are being activated by an animal. I mean, the technology is there, and not only that, but the education and the science is there that what we've been doing, it ain't working, you know? And now they've got great theories of, well, let's just fence this all in. Well, let's say you're the farmer that can afford to fence this all in, but that farmer over there can't. There you go. What happens to him? He's sucking wind now. So enough flip flap. We got a buzz out of here. Should be good to go. We've made a good little trail coming in. And then we got to go hit this other trap, and hopefully we can get in there. If not, we'll just have to come back in a couple of days when it dries out. So hang on. Well, we're trying to get to this other trap. I mean, man, as you can see, it's like a single lane road, mud bog. I mean, just South Georgia sometimes could use some upgrades on their road system. Anyway, so we bouncing and bogging. trying to get over here to this other trap.